Hello everyone, I'm Brian Dragon and welcome back to Microsoft World of Flight. Today, Jenny and the flight attendant. Let's get started. Yeah, didn't exactly have the earphones completely plugged in, so now let's get started.
And sir, do you prefer chicken or beef? To tell you the truth, I don't think it matters. Coffee? There you go. Oh, hi, my name's Jenny. Oops, watch your step. Nobody's figured out how to smooth out all the bumps in the clouds. Of course, even this is better than some of those trips on flying boats. Passengers got airsick and seasick on those things. Why don't you click the start button, and I'll tell you more about the glamorous world of air travel.
Well, this will probably be very informative.
The captain says things should smooth out soon. Anyway, the word is that the new jet airliners will fly a lot higher over almost all the weather. That'll sure make it easier to get dinner out on time. But they also say we'll have twice as many passengers. Sounds like we'll really be packing them in. I guess the days of lounges and luxury liner service are numbered. Too bad the man in 13C hasn't figured that out. I'll be back in a second.
Okay, everything sounds good.
Anyway, where was I? Oh, even these big prop airliners seem a little cramped compared to the big airships that flew before the war. They were like cruise ships. You know, they got started in Germany way back around World War I. Of course, it wasn't real airline travel. They were more like sightseeing trips. But later on, they started flying non-stop across the Atlantic. You see, Zeppelins were as big as ocean liners and just as luxurious. They had real dining rooms and staterooms for the passengers. Some even had a grand gallery with windows where passengers could sit, just like on the deck of an ocean liner, and enjoy the view. I guess the only rule was no smoking, since a lot of Zeppelins were filled with hydrogen. I wonder if we'll ever get so lucky.
Okay, let's see here. Oh. Is that it? Looks like that's it.
That all came to an end when the Hindenburg blew up back in 1937. Nobody ever figured out what caused the explosion, but after that, nobody wanted to travel on Zeppelins. I guess I can't blame them. They were pretty slow anyway. They took a few days to get across the Atlantic. We do it about 3 or 4 times as fast today. Going back to airplanes wasn't too bad, though. They'd come a long way from the days when a couple of passengers got stuffed in with the sacks of mail. They didn't have stewardesses way back then either, so if you wanted lunch, you had to bring it yourself. You know, after a couple of years eating airline food, that doesn't sound so bad.
I can imagine.
Anyway, about 3 years before the Hindenburg disaster, there was a race from London to Australia. A special race plane came in first, but did you know that an airliner, a DC-2, finished second? Everybody was so surprised. They all started thinking that flying just might be better than taking a train or a ship, especially on long trips. There goes 13C again. You know, I wonder if we'll ever figure out a way to keep people like him busy. I mean, maybe we could show movies or something.
Maybe.
Well, World War II pretty much put a stop to airline travel. But by the time the war was over, Boeing and the other manufacturers had learned a lot about building big prop transports. And lots of people, like my brother, he was a pilot over in England, they were all ready to work in the big post-war boom. Pretty soon, airlines were going almost everywhere. I joined up so I could see Paris and Rome. But with my low seniority, I'm still working the domestic routes. The closest I come to Italy is when we serve lasagna.
Well, lasagna's not bad.
Of course, maybe it's a good thing I haven't gone overseas. Things are pretty tense these days. Everybody's worried that if we can fly across the Atlantic in just 10 or 12 hours, that means bombers can go almost anywhere in the world, too. My brother says the Air Force is always on alert. Sometimes we even get delayed while they practice missions. And if you think these airliners are big, you should see those B-36s. Boy, sometimes I wish we had a bomb bay in this thing. I wonder what he wants now. The really exciting news is that we're going to get jets soon. Some people think jets will never work out. They all say, just how fast do people need to fly anyway? But that's just what they thought when airplanes first started flying. Uh-oh, sounds like we're about to break the sound barrier even on this prop plane. I'd better go see what I can do. You've got to be part nurse and mother on this job. Why don't you settle back and click the button with my picture on it to take a tour with another guide? Bye.
Yeah, so this was about the, I'd say, late 40s, early 50s. And sound came out alright. I guess just needed to run an update on Driver Easy, and yeah, everything sounds good through the earphones. Anyway, I'm Brian Croy Dragon signing out. Stay straight.